Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another edition of the Spurs Chat podcast. In this edition, we'll be talking about Tottenham's fantastic victory against the Premier League champions Manchester City. Tottenham Hotspur are through to the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. The draw will take place literally in the next couple of minutes, so we will also have live reaction to the draw for the quarterfinals. Now, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Manchester City 1. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook and X, so please do get involved. Let us know how you are feeling right now as a Tottenham Hotspur fan. As per usual, I've got three very special guests with me. Craig Dearman is back with us. Craig, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, that was a brilliant performance. We'll get into it, but yeah, that really happy we turned over City. I just wonder at what cost though. With those injuries, I hope they aren't too bad.
Also back with us is channel regular Josh Cowham. Josh, how are you?
Yeah, all good, Chris. Lovely win that. Always nice to knock out City at home. Yeah, really good game. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to having the next game.
And also back with us is Gareth McGuinness. Gareth, how are you doing?
All good, Chris. How are you? Great one for us tonight. Played really good. Managed the game really well. And I thought some of the football times was really good. And we showed that we can win a different way as well. So really loads of positives.
Well, Gareth's celebrating already. Got a Guinness in the hand. Gareth, let's start the show with you. Let's get your thoughts on the game.
Look, I thought if you analyse both halves, I thought Spurs were the better team. They had the better chances. We played the better football. Man City had periods of end of the first half and the end of the second half where they had loads of possession. But all in the build-up to the first goal, they scored right at the end of the first half, and the Basuma clearance at the end. Spurs had all the big moments in the game. And realistically, we should have won the game. We should have scored at least 3, possibly 4 goals. So I was delighted with how we played, and I thought it was refreshing to see that we were happy to kind of let Man City have the ball and pick them off at times. And you know, Ange took a lot of criticism at times, but you know, he didn't go. He wasn't sort of arrogant tonight. He went about. He thought about the result and not about the performance. I think at times, and I thought at times it suited us. Timo Werner had so many opportunities in the break. I know we'll speak about him, but you know, people will criticise. You know, if it was Son or somebody else, maybe he scores them chances. But Timo Werner makes that many chances with so many great runs, and if he can, he probably won't ever. But he does cause chaos at times. It's just he lacks that finishing touch. So, look, a really good night. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have much confidence we would be in the quarter-final draw now coming up. So I'm delighted we're here. And I think it's massive for the group, mentality-wise. Even the fact that we held on to a 2-1. And it wasn't like a comfortable night. We were really getting put under pressure at the end of the first half and at the end of the second half. And we've held on for a huge victory.
You're absolutely right, Gareth. That block from Basuma right at the end. I tell you what a fantastic moment for us. Craig, let's come to you. Let's get your thoughts on today's win against the Premier League champions.
Yeah, it was a really good performance. Gareth, can you just mute, mate? Because there's a lot of background noise.
Apologies.
No, you're right. I can see you're in the pub, so. Yeah, no, look, it was echo what Gareth said there, that it was a really good team performance, a totally different way of winning, essentially. It was really good to see, because that was tactical today. That was tactical by Ange to let City have the ball. And like Gareth said, we looked very comfortable. We did look comfortable, although Picoria had a couple of shots to save, but it wasn't like he was absolutely peppered all night. And at the end of the day, it's all the result. The result is the only thing that matters in cups. But it just goes to show, and it's probably shown Ange as well, that we can play like that and hit teams on the break. City were probably expecting us to come out and just go for it, and we looked comfortable playing like that. So it does go to show all the naysayers that we can adapt and we can play a different way and get the job done a different way. And that result could be huge for this team. I just hope the injuries, like I say, have not cost us.
Absolutely. Josh, let's come to you. Let's get your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, like I said, really enjoyed it. Big change, obviously, from the other day, defeat the other day against Palace. And I thought we played really well, actually. I thought we handled City, although albeit a changed City, very well. I thought individually, Kulusevski was immense. Other individuals like we mentioned about Timo Werner, I thought he was really superb today as well. So all round, I think we had some great individual performances tonight. But I agree with Craig. It's a shame about the injuries that is going to cost us in the next few games, especially losing Mickey Van de Ven. But hopefully, as I said with Craig before we started, he seemed to be back on the bench. So that's fingers crossed for good news there, because if we want to push up the league, we need Mickey Van de Ven and Panera at the back.
Absolutely. Dejan Kulusevski has just said it's important to get the win and go through to the cup. When you play a great team like Manchester City, you always want to win. I'm proud of the boys. And goal scorer Timo Werner said it's always hard to play against a team like Manchester City. It is good to score, especially when it is so early on in the game. A few weeks were tough, but when you can't stop, you always have to go on. Now, of course, the game has finished. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 1. Timo Werner with the first goal of the game after just 5 minutes. Pape Sarr made it 2-0 after 25 minutes. And Nunez scored for Manchester City in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Now, the match facts and stats. Tottenham Hotspur had 31.6% of the ball to Manchester City's 68.4%. Shots, Spurs had 11 to Manchester City's 15. Shots on target, Spurs had 7 to Manchester City's 3. Shots off target, Spurs had 3 to Manchester City's 10. Block shots, Spurs had 1 to City's 2. Touches in the opposition box, Spurs had 18. Manchester City had a staggering 35. Goalkeeper saves, Vicario 1, Ortega 5. Aerial duels 1, Spurs 4, Manchester City 13. Fouls, Spurs 17 to Manchester City 6. And corners 4 apiece. Gareth, let's come to you. Let's talk about Ange Postecoglou's changes today in the League Cup against Manchester City. This was the team that Ange put out this evening. Vicario, Gray, Romero as captain, Dragushin, Van de Ven, Sarr, Bentancur, Kulusevski, Johnson, Solanke and Timo Werner. On the sub-bench today, Fraser Forster, Basuma, Richarlison, Maddison, Udogi, Bergvall, Porro, Davis and more. A very strong starting 11, Gareth. You must be pleased with that.
Yes, I thought it was huge, because I really thought, well, we spoke a lot about before in the build-up to the game of how strong Ange would go, and I was pretty consistent that I thought we would go very strong, and we really did go strong. You know, Gray coming on for Porro, you know, we do like Pedro Porro a lot, but Gray's looked impressive, and I thought Gray tonight was outstanding, really mature in his performance, and I know we really like Bergvall, but you sense that Gray's more ready for this kind of level because he's played in the Championship compared to like a Bergvall coming from the Swedish League. So I wasn't too unhappy with that. I think Dragusin deserves a chance, so wasn't unhappy with that. I thought Van de Ven at left back was looking really well, and I'm sure we'll speak about his injury, because I really do think like Udogi needs a break as well. He's played so much football, and he's the type of player that always picks up a niggle too at times. You always see him, Fazio was on a lot with him at times, so I was pretty happy with the team. I thought Sarr needed a 90-minute game. I know he come off at half-time, but I thought he was very good in the first half. Bentancur, you know, I think Bentancur and Basuma is probably the big two. If you ask 100 Spurs fans who would they prefer in that role, maybe 50 might say Bentancur and 50 might say Basuma. I think that's probably the position that's up for grabs most of the team. So whoever plays, I'm never really too bored. But I thought Bentancur was very good too, very composed, and his class on the ball at times. Werner, I think, you know, everyone wanted to see Mickey Moore, but Werner really had to come on because Mickey Moore played so much football in the last 2 games. So Werner had to come on. Johnson and Solanke I was happy with. So it was a very strong Spurs team. And contrary to reports, Man City fielded quite a strong team. You look at the back four, the goalkeeper is a very good deputy, and Gundogan screening in front of that. So it wasn't like we played a second-rate Man City team. It was a rotated Man City team, but it was still a strong Man City team. So I was delighted to see with how strong we went. So Chris, just so delighted because, you know, we needed a big result this season, and we've got one.
Pro Shoot 77 writes here, is it fair to say that Pep Guardiola let this one slip on purpose? He looked pretty calm about it, didn't he? Anyway, a win's a win, and we've got it. Come on, you Spurs. I couldn't care less, to be honest. All I care about is Spurs being in the next round, in the quarterfinals, and literally we are minutes away from the draw. Can I ask you all very, very quickly who you think we'll get and who you'd like to get? Craig, let's start with you, very quickly.
I think we'll probably get an away tie. I think we'll get Liverpool away. I've just got this sneaky feeling, but I would personally take somebody like Palace at home. Even though we had a nightmare against them the other day, that was away, and I don't think that'll happen again, especially at home. I just want a home tie, to be honest, Chris.
Josh, who do you think we'll get, and who would you like?
I think we will get Newcastle away, and I think what I want is I want North London derby. I want to knock out Arsenal.
Wow. Gareth, who would you like?
I'll keep it simple, Chris. I would have anybody at home. Really, anybody at home. I wouldn't fear anybody at home, even if it is Arsenal. Look, we know how Arsenal's going to play, but I would just a home draw. I would rather play Liverpool at home than play Crystal Palace away, and that's just how I feel at the moment. I would have anybody at home. I think nobody will want to come to Spurs Stadium. Our home form has been pretty strong, and we always do play better at home. So anybody at home, please.
We're 2 wins away from the final. Craig, can we do it this year?
We can. It's shown tonight that we can. We just dumped out Manchester City, you know. I mean, somebody said that Pep didn't look that bothered. They were going for that tonight, Man City. Don't make no bones about it. They were going for it. And yeah, they didn't have their first 11 out, but they were going for that. They'll be gutted they went out of the cup. You know, he's got a long history of this cup, Pep. He's always treated it with respect. I know you could say that he didn't put out a strong team tonight, but it's Manchester City. They've got quality all over the pitch. We can win it. You need a bit of luck. You do need a bit of luck. But I mean, I'm hoping, like Gareth said, I agree with what Gareth said. I hope we get a home draw. I'll take anybody, really.
Josh, let's come to you on team selection. Were you happy with what Ange Postecoglou put out today? Because it did seem a very strong 11. It seemed a very strong bench as well. So if he needed to make any changes, which he certainly did as well, I feel very happy with what Ange did this evening. Do you feel the same?
I do, Chris. Yeah, I've always stressed when I've come on your channel, especially in a cup tie, the team's got to be strong. One decision to pick out, I think, putting Vicario in, although he had a few mishaps today, I was really happy that he's gone with our number one keeper rather than going with Fraser Forster. I think that causes a bit of instability, and I like it that he's gone with Vicario. The team, strong team, like I said, strong bench, happy with that. But giving Gray, although he's not a right back, chucking him in, give him a little bit of game time, I think is really quite good. Like kind of mixing him in and giving him that opportunity. And although he probably struggled today, I think that's only going to benefit his development. You can only improve as a player, and I think he'll only improve. And I think, to be quite honest, I think he handled Nunes as best as he can. He didn't make any terrible mistakes. He's a tricky player, and I was pretty impressed with the team today. But yeah, happy with the lineup. And I think Ange made the right decisions, and that was reflected in the result.
Gareth, let's come to you. Let's go to the match incidents, and let's talk about Timo Werner's goal. Straight out from the back, straight to Johnson to Kulusevski. Great
break,
cross to
Chris.
Timo Werner.
Spurs have been drawn at home here. I'll do the draw free. Spurs are the first team out, and Spurs are going to play number 5, which is Manchester United at home. So look, I remember you asked me about Timo Werner there, but I think that's a decent draw for Spurs. But Timo Werner, I thought he had a decent night. You know, his first goal was based on instinct. I thought that's the type of Timo Werner finish that you need. I think you've seen the second half, the one that he had time to think about it. He probably overthought it a wee bit. Arsenal are taking on Crystal Palace. That's a second tie out of the hat. So Spurs at home and Arsenal also at home. But look, I'm delighted that we've got a home draw. Manchester United, we've had a decent record against under Ange. I don't think we've lost the game. I think we've won we beat them at home last year, and we beat them away this year and drew away. So we're 3 games against Manchester United have gone very, very well. Newcastle are taking on Brentford in the 3rd tie, and that
which leaves
Southampton versus Liverpool. So
okay.
All the big hitters have been kept apart in that way. I think we've obviously got probably the most difficult one on paper, but I'm pretty happy with that draw. I'll let the other boys come in.
Craig, let's get your reaction to the draw. Tottenham Hotspur will face Manchester United at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a bit annoying they got rid of Ten Hag because you always get that new manager bounce. But don't forget, this tie is going to take place in December, so there's a few weeks to go yet. So that won't still be the case. Look, I'll fancy us against anybody at home, to be honest with you. And we had that good result against them at Old Trafford, of course. So I bring it on. Hopefully, we'll have a fully fit squad by then. And we'll give them a run. Certainly, we'll give them a game. There's no reason we can't turn over United. And I'm just pleased to have got a home tie and avoided Liverpool away, to be honest with you.
Josh, let's come to you. Let's get your reaction. Manchester United at home. You pleased with that?
Yeah, pleased we're at home. I think that's the most important thing. As Craig said, getting a home tie, anything can happen. Look, we just knocked out the champions, knocked out Man City. Why can't we knock out the other side of Manchester? I think we can. And then we'll be in the semi-final. And as you said, that's only 2 games then until we could potentially be lifting a trophy. But yeah, I think that's
easy, Josh, easy.
I know Chris likes those words. Yeah, look, I think it's a decent draw to be at home. Let's take it from there. I think it's decent.
Craig, I'm going to come back to you. Let's talk about the match instance. I want to talk about Timo Werner's goal because it's what he needed. It's what we needed. Off to the perfect start. Timo Werner with an excellent finish, but playing out from the back. Gray to Johnson to Kulusevski, who played a fantastic ball in, and he's been given man of the match this evening, by the way. Timo Werner, what a finish.
Unbelievable from Timo, to be honest with you. I think when he was going for it, I think all of us were thinking the same thing. And we're like, always when he gets the ball, go on, Timo. And then he generally goes wide or does a back pass to the goalkeeper. But yeah, great finish from Timo Werner. I'm so pleased for him. So pleased for him. And to get a goal up so early in the game as well. It just shows the character of the bloke. He doesn't hide at all. He does not hide at all or look for. He could have looked for pass there. It would have been a ridiculous pass, but somebody with such low confidence. But he just kept going. He could have had a hat trick on another night, but he did not stop running tonight, Timo Werner. I'm not surprised he pulled something. Did not stop running, and that's not just Timo Werner. That's Solanke didn't stop running. Johnson didn't stop running. All the team. I mean, personally, I thought man of the match should have been Bentancur. I thought he was sensational. Again, didn't stop. Magnificent engine on him. But I can see why Werner got it because it was fully deserved. Fully deserved.
Josh, do you want to give your opinion on the Timo Werner finish? A classic.
Yeah, it was a great goal. I was happy. Every Spurs fan, when Timo goes in on goal, you're just going, "Oh, here we go again." You know what's going to happen. But he tucked it away, and what a goal! And yeah, I was really happy for him. And at the end of the day, it's all about confidence, isn't it? With forwards, and hopefully we can get that goal can get Timo's confidence fired up, and he can score more. Because I mean, I heard some rumours online that we were thinking about maybe getting rid of him in January. Look, I think he's quite, with his skills as a fast player, fast winger. Yeah, he's not the best finisher, but I think he's an important asset for us to have. And if we can unlock him, I think he can bring some decent things to Tottenham.
Gareth, let's come to you. In the 12th minute, Mickey van der Ven went off injured. Naturally looked extremely disappointed. It looks like it's a hamstring issue, but after the game, walking around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so hopefully it's not that bad.
Well, I think full-time whistle went and Mickey walked onto the pitch, so it doesn't definitely... I was right behind the goal when he pulled his hamstring in the Chelsea game, and you knew it was bad. This doesn't look as bad. I think Sunday will definitely not be possible for him, but look, if it means that he's missing until the next international break, then if that's his injury this season, you would probably have taken that before the season started. Look, it didn't look too bad. It looked like he just overstretched for the tackle. But look, I wouldn't be too worried. I thought Dragoson's performance tonight was very, very good. And look, Mickey had a poor game on Sunday. Of course, he's a huge player for us, but maybe he's just a bit tired. Maybe he's overstretched, and it was an injury waiting to happen. So we looked a little bit tired tonight. I thought Solanke towards the end looked really, really tired. So going on to Sunday, how many players do we have? It's going to be fresh. Will be the worry. But look, you have to navigate through these difficult periods. So many games. We're not used to this as a squad because last season we had just the Premier League, really. We went out of the League Cup very early, and the FA Cup we only won one game on. So it's something the squad is taking used to, and we have to go through this experience. But we can definitely cope without him if it's just a short period. We've got Villa, Galatasaray, and Ipswich. We can definitely get through it as a squad without him.
The games are certainly coming thick and fast, but just to confirm, Tottenham Hotspur will face Manchester United in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Arsenal will face Crystal Palace, Newcastle against Brentford, and Southampton will take on Liverpool. Craig, let's come to you. In the 15th minute, Timo Werner had another chance, this time shooting straight at the goalkeeper. And then on 22 minutes, Tottenham had a corner, great routine. Timo Werner to Brennan Johnson to Kulusevski, who shot over the bar. We seem to be seeing a lot of these training ground routines at the moment.
Yeah, that one from the corner was very interesting. Obviously, like you say, straight off the training ground, and it's good to see because we haven't really seen much of that since Gianni Vio, where you can definitely see it's something they've worked on. So that's really good to see because Ange didn't pay much credence to it before, did he? About set pieces. So it's really good to see us mixing things up and having a plan for those sort of things. It's really good. Chris, I'm just going to show this because it's only fair we do for Timo. This is obviously Timo's goal because you're not going to be showing it that often. Let's be honest. But the fact that he scored, I'd love to say that, but I've just got to give him a bit of kudos for that. Yeah, he was really good tonight. I'm going to say it again because we don't get a chance to say it enough. He was very good. Very impressed with him tonight. Very impressed, as I was with the whole team, to be honest with you.
Josh, let's come to you. Of course, Spurs made it 2-0 after 25 minutes. Pape Sarr, what a strike this was from the midfield. And, of course, Dejan Kulusevski with another assist.
Yeah, what a goal. Stunning goal. I think I was quite shocked. It was nice how Kulusevski kind of put it out to the D and then he just whipped it in there. Oh, what a finish. Honestly, it's a great goal. I love how he bends his body there like a cat. It was quite Coutinho-esque, I thought, how he used to bend his body. But fooled the keeper and a great goal. I was absolutely elated at that point. What a finish to go 2-0 up as well within 25 minutes. It's a shame we didn't get any more from that point. But I think that's more not only a great goal from Pape Sarr, but also a testament to Spurs to hang on to a 2-1 lead until the end of the game.
Josh, also, I think we ought to give credit to Dejan Kulusevski because another great ball from him. How impressed have you been with him this season?
Yeah, I thought he played really well today, Chris, and those stats talk for themselves. 2 assists is great, and look at him there; he's very excited there. Yeah, I thought he was superb today, but a lot of the players were great today, like Craig said, Benton, Kurt, etc. But that's what we need. We need these great performances. That if we're going to climb up the table, if we're going to get through these cup ties. So yeah, really happy for them. I'm really glad that they played well today, and I was impressed, especially with Kulu today. It's a shame that Sarr got booked and had to be hooked, but Basuma coming on, I think he did a decent job. But yeah, individually, I thought we played really well, and like you said, Kulu and Sarr, great individual moments, Werner, etc. I think that's probably why we won today. Lots of great individual moments rather than those poor errors that we usually see that lead to the opposition nicking a goal or two. And I think that's done us well today.
A comment here from Charles. Charles, thanks so much for all your input. I know it's your name come up on all of these streams, so thank you so much for watching and listening. Chris, you could see how happy teammates were after Timo's goal. You certainly could. It was like a sigh of relief from Timo Werner himself, but the teammates, as you say, were extremely happy for him, and rightly so. Gareth, let's come to you. Manchester City had a number of opportunities actually later on in the first half. In the 37th minute, across the box, Phil Foden missed it, and then Phil Foden's shot was blocked. 3 minutes later, Manchester City had a shot wide. In the 43rd minute, good play, Foden over the bar. In the 45th minute, free kick outside the box, Foden over the bar. And then you just felt like a goal was coming, and then they got one back just before the half-time break. Gareth, talk us through the goal.
Well, before the goal, I mean, that was the one time in the game I thought we were really struggling. That kind of 10 minutes plus the out of time, so that kind of 15-minute period before half-time, we really struggled. They couldn't really get out. There was a stat come up on the TV, like I think it was Man City had like 15 final passes, or sorry, 14-1. The last final third, 15 passes was 14-1. And we really struggled in that period. We couldn't really get out. We couldn't get out of our own half. And it did, like you say, felt like the goal was coming. And it was just really, really tough to take at half-time. It happened like 30 seconds before the whistle went for half-time. So I was really, really disappointed because I thought it would be one of those moments where we would love to regret. And the team proved me wrong. Second half, they held out and it was a huge mentality test after what happened on Sunday. We didn't play well against Crystal Palace. We were very poor. We were bullied at times. But we responded in the second half really, really well. And other than the last 5 minutes of the second half, I thought we controlled it pretty well. So hopefully it's one of those ones, Chris, where the team has learned from tonight and they take that into the upcoming games, because that seems like a big moment for these young players, that they've came through a test against a team as good as Man City, regardless of the players they have on the pitch. They're a serious football team, and they hold out to them in the last few minutes. I think it's massive for this group, not just in terms of confidence, but their actual mentality.
Craig, let's come to you. At half-time, of course, it was 2-1. There were actually a few boos from the Tottenham Hotspur supporters at half-time because they were disappointed by conceding that goal right at the end of the first half. Sarr went off for Basuma.
Sorry, Chris, I can't hear you over the disco. That's better.
Sarr went off for Basuma, and he was holding his back. In the 48th minute, Johnson had a shot, goalkeeper made a save. In the 52nd minute, Tottenham had another chance. Timo Werner missing. He was clean through and it went wide. Just shortly after, Romero went off and Ben Davies came on. Now, Ange Postecoglou at the moment has said that he doesn't have a full update to provide on Mickey van der Ven. Of course, we're waiting to see how Sarr is as well, going off, holding his back at the end of that first half. And Romero, Ange Postecoglou has just said that it was fatigue. So hopefully all of these players will be fit and available for the next game against Aston Villa, which is another huge game here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Romero going off, Davies coming on in the 52nd minute, Kulusevski through in the 55th minute, goalkeeper saved, Timo Werner then over the bar a minute later. Craig, overall, and I know it's great to say that, you know, Timo Werner scored that first goal for us today, great goal, great finish, but some of these other chances he's had today, he's got to be more clinical, hasn't he?
Yeah, you have to say if that was Son, he would have had a hat-trick tonight. And that's the difference, obviously. You kind of knew. You kind of knew. Although that one you were mentioning, the first one of Timo, that was so close. That was so close. I think I managed to get a picture of that one, actually. I'll try and find it. But I honestly thought he ran from the halfway line, didn't he? And I honestly thought that was going to go in. I must fully. There we go. That one, yeah. I thought the keeper got a touch to that. I really did, but it just kissed the post. I mean, it was so close. Great run, good control, set himself well, and just inches wide. But that would have changed the game. That really would have changed the game. But obviously, we just dug in previous seasons, under previous managers, we would have collapsed, and the City would have gone on to win that. And somebody asked, did I predict 2-1? No, I didn't. I predicted 2-2 and us to win on penalties. So thank God it didn't go to penalties, because I don't think my heart could have took that. But I think the other one, Chris, was the Kulusevski chance. I think it was that one. Now, it's easier to say when we're looking at that image with Ash Werner over the other side. I think it's Solanke nearest to him. It just seemed, obviously, we all know what happened. Kulusevski went on there, the shot. But looking back at that, you say, could he have just rolled it across the box? Yeah, probably could have done. But hey-ho, we won the game.
Josh, let's come to you in the 68th minute. Timo Werner and Brennan Johnson both went off. Richarlison and Mikey Moore came on. Timo Werner was limping off at that point, so hopefully he's okay for the next game as well, because we certainly don't want a number of injuries following this terrific win here this evening. But Manchester City did have a number of opportunities. As you expect from a team like City, they're always going to create chances, no matter who they're using in their starting 11. A minute later, City had a chance, shot wide. In the 83rd minute, Tottenham had a chance. Richarlison shot at the goalkeeper, and this is yet another miss. Imagine if it was 0-0 at this point, and you've got a huge opportunity like that. And bearing in mind we were 2-1 up, you've got to be burying this all day long to put the game to bed. How many times have we said this?
Yeah, a lot of times, Chris. And yeah, so it's a shame, that one. I mean, he's just got to put his foot through the ball instead of passing it at the keeper. And it's not just a Richarlison problem. We've had it quite a few times with other players as well. I think it's probably they need a bit more practice in front of goal in training. Just put your laces through it there. Someone with Richarlison, I thought when he came on, he actually showed a bit of passion. I thought, oh my God, Lamella's back. He was like all over the opposition. Making slide tackles and everything, getting to the ground. I was really happy with his performance. Apart from that, Timo Werner would bury it. That one.
I'll tell you who would have buried it. Harry Kane. Harry Kane would have buried that.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I like Richarlison. I think he shows a lot of passion, but he's got to score that.
Gareth, let's come to you in the 88th minute. What a goal line clearance from midfielder Yves Bissouma.
Incredible. Save of the season, probably. And that was the time where once that happened, I thought that was also for the line, to be honest. I thought that was our night then, and I could really relax. Of course, there's a few minutes to go, but you just kind of felt that once that happened, it was going to be our night, and it was brilliant. Vicario really caused the problem himself. He got caught in no man's land. But look, we deserved a wee bit of a break. I think at times this year we've been unlucky in games and we've been punished for mistakes, but it's the one time this year went in our favour. So look, huge moment. Like Craig, I wouldn't have fancied some penalties. He just being 2-0 up, 2-2. But look, huge moment. I like the way he went to the crowd after as well. They kind of say, get behind the team now in the last few minutes, and kind of feel it could be a big moment for the team. Obviously, I'm going to the game on Sunday, Chris, my first game this season. I'll be delighted to see a similar type of performance, but it'll be interesting to see the response on Sunday. We're going to have to fight through fatigue. We're going to have to fight through injury problems.
Yeah.
But it's all about your character and your mentality, and I'd like to see, however we won on Sunday, if we do it, it'll be another big game against a rival we're going to be competing with for the Champions League.
Well, in the 89th minute, City had another chance. City header over the bar. In the 93rd minute, City shot just went wide. Pep Guardiola with his head in his hands. And then in the 95th minute, they had another header which went over the bar. Now, of course, as you mentioned, Aston Villa up next in the Premier League. Craig, score prediction for this one?
I'm going to be bold. I'm going to say 2-1 Tottenham. I think Villa will score, but I think we'll just nick it. I do. I think that will give the team a bit of momentum tonight. I just hope that I just hope they haven't. We don't have, like I say, too many injuries coming out of this, and they haven't. I mean, hopefully we've got enough players that are going to come back in that are fresh. So fingers crossed, and Sonny be back. That'll be a big plus.
Josh, score prediction for the Villa game on Sunday?
I am going 2-1 as well. I think it'll be an interesting dynamic, considering that Villa just got knocked out of the cup and we just went through against City. So hopefully we'll get the win.
We know that it is going to be a very tough game here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday because Aston Villa haven't lost in the Premier League for the last couple of months, last losing 2 months ago against Arsenal. Gareth, score prediction for Sunday?
Well, Chris, I'm absolutely buzzing to be going to the game on Sunday. First game this season. Really, really looking forward to it. I'm going to go for a bit of a thrower. 3-2 Spurs. I think it's going to be a Halloween classic. Plenty of goals, plenty of goal my faction. Villa's going to attack, we're going to attack. I'm going to back us to come out in the right end. 3-2 Spurs.
Fantastic. Well, I'm so sorry, everyone, for this very short podcast. But the stadium is now closing, so I'm off home. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have enjoyed this evening. Spurs are through to the quarterfinals. Manchester United up next. We have a huge week coming up. Of course, Aston Villa on Sunday here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Galatasaray and then Ipswich and then the international break. Games are coming thick and fast. Podcasts are coming thick and fast. We will be back with another edition of the Spurs Chat podcast on Friday evening. So we will see you there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Oh, actually, Gareth, where can people find you?
You can find me in a disco bar here. No, it's actually one of my local bars, but it's the jukebox in the background that's creating all the noise. It's actually very quiet now. There was actually a few Spurs fans from Ireland watching the game, so we really enjoyed it. But it's the Halloween holidays over here in Ireland. So, and if you look up a place called Derry, where I'm from, it's the Halloween capital of Europe. So that's why it's so popular over here. But you can find me at Gareth's Hot Spurs, and you can also find me at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Sunday, where Spurs are going to beat Aston Villa. So delighted to see it. Chris, thanks for having me on. Great podcast as always, and two great guests on as well tonight.
Thank you, Gareth. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Craig, the comments tonight have been so funny. People must think you're so grumpy, saying Craig hates this music that Gareth's got on.
Hey, I tell you what, I'm on my phone, so I can't even see the comments, but I'll have to watch them back tomorrow. I'm scared they look.
No, honestly, I think it's because I've got headphones on. I could hear it more. It was really loud, but no, it's all good. We won. Who cares? At Dearman9 on X, if you want to give me a follow, that'd be superb. Thank you very much, and I'll be back on Sunday to hopefully talk about a victory over Aston Villa, which would be lovely.
And where can people find you, Josh?
Yeah, you can find me on X or Twitter or whatever it's called these days. Josh Cowham. I think you tagged me in the post that you put out earlier. I haven't put it on here. But yeah, always a pleasure, Chris. Thank you very much for having me on. I hope he's still there. I think he's been abducted. But yeah, looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Obviously, what a picture!
Who was that? Timo or Bergvall?
Timo.
Lovely.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you on the next podcast. Come on, you Spurs.